Hello. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to The Driver Show. My name is Jay, and I'm going to be your host. Now, in this game, our contestants are going to test their abilities of their driving skills. But specifically in this episode, we're going to test distracted driving. Now, let's see which of our contestants believes that there is a difference between a distracted driver and a blind driver. Now, we have all experienced those simple distractions when we're driving. Now, raise your hand if you do not believe that there is a difference between a blind driver and a distracted driver. Okay, Daniel, tell me why you don't agree with that statement.
Yeah, I think if you're a good driver, you can handle situations like that. I'm a multitasker, and a simple distraction shouldn't cause you trouble when you drive.
Okay, well, how about you, Jocelyn?
Well, I just don't believe it. Most people use their cell phones while they drive. I just don't believe it.
Now, we have two people who believe and two people who do not believe that a blind driver is a distracted driver. Now, Jocelyn and Aaron, I want you guys to switch places. So now we have two teams. We have the believers and the non-believers. And here are our contestants. We have Aaron, Samira, Jocelyn, and Daniel. All right, in this game, there are 3 rounds. Round 1 and round 3 include driving in a driving simulator, and round 2 is a knowledge test. Now, the team with the highest score at the end of round 3 wins $1,000 in cash. Now, I am officially starting the game. Let's start with round 1. Now, in this round, one person from each team will drive in the driving simulator, while the other person is their co-driver. Think about it like a navigator in one of those rally racing games. But the biggest difference is that each team member is in a different space. They're in a different room, and they will help their drivers to navigate remotely. They can call or text each other as many times as they want. Okay, now decide who is going to be the driver and who is going to be the co-driver. But remember, in the third round, it's going to be switched. Okay, the game begins as soon as you receive a text message from us. We will give you the beginning section of your navigation in addition to the first 6 digits of your co-driver's number. Since your co-driver will be in the other room, the only way to communicate them is through your phones. And you need to find the last 4 digits of your co-driver's number in a billboard along your route. In order to get navigation for the rest of the route, you can call your co-drivers or text your co-drivers as many times as you want. But keep in mind, your calls are only limited to 15 seconds. Here are your phones. Now, there you go. Now, believers, who is gonna drive for your team? And non-believers, who's driving? Okay, drivers, go into the driving simulator, and co-drivers, follow me. The route is actually 695, which is Baltimore's Beltway and the surrounding areas. Now, our first round will begin when our drivers get a message that will give them their first navigation point and the first 6 digits of their co-driver's phone number. Stopped to read the text. Very safe. Ooh, such a hard break. Wow, he stopped to make the phone call. He texts while driving to save time, but it is dangerous.
Hey, take Perrin Parkway exit 30A, then turn left on Taylor Avenue. I'll text you the rest of the directions.
Whoa, it was close. He's ahead. It seems like he's winning. He's still behind. 2 stops made him way behind. He's speeding again to make it up. Let's see if he can catch up. Whoa, he almost crashed. You finished in 8 minutes and 5 seconds. You finished in 9 minutes and 45 seconds. Each team started with $1,000. Believers were caught speeding twice, and that's a $200 deduction. You also had a near crash, which is another $100 off. Now, your time was 9 minutes and 45 seconds. With all of your deductions, you are left with only $490. Non-believers. You did brake too hard for a deduction of $100, and you also had a near crash for another $100 deduction. With a time of 8 minutes and 5 seconds, you are left with $790. This puts you in the lead, non-believers. Welcome to the second round of the show. In this round, we are going to challenge our contestants' knowledge of distracted driving. There are 3 questions for each team, and each question is worth $300. In this round, not only does it help teams to regain their lost score in the previous round, but it also provides them an opportunity to maximize their reward. In case of encountering any difficult question, you have 2 options. Option 1, halving, which means we remove 2 choices, but it decreases the amount of score by 50%. Option 2 is passing. That means you can pass the question to the other team and you give them the chance of receiving 20% of the points. If they answer correctly, you have the chance of answering a replacement question, and then they earn 20% of the score. But if they fail to answer the question, both of you will be penalized by 50% of the score. Okay? Let's begin with the winner of the last round, non-believers. Are you ready?
Yes, we are.
All right, question number 1. Which types of distraction have the highest probability of a crash happening? A, texting, B, phone dialing, C, reaching for an object, or D, looking at a map or electronic device?
That's not that difficult.
A, texting.
All right, let's see. Yes, A is correct. That was easy, wasn't it? Well, $300 for the non-believers, but do you know why texting has the highest probability of crash happening? Because texting has the longest duration of eyes-off forward roadway, this equates to a driver traveling the length of a football field at 55 miles an hour without looking at the roadway. All right, believers, first question, are you ready?
Yes, yes.
Okay. All right, believers, question 1. Which statement is false? A, our cognitive ability does not allow us to engage in more than one conscious task simultaneously. B, it is a myth that most humans have the ability to multitask. C, most people engage in task switching rather than processing parallel tasks. Or D, none of the above.
Well, we cannot say that most people are multitaskers. It can't be a fact. So, B is true. C also seems like it could be true. I actually read somewhere that multitasking is just your mind switching back between tasks, like a little task manager. So, A and C are also probably true. So, I think D is correct. All of them are false.
Well, you two also seem very confident. Are you sure that you don't want to use the having and passing options?
Nope, 100% sure.
D is the correct answer.
All right, then, let's see the correct answer. All three of these statements are true, and D is the correct answer. Believers, you got $300. Question number 2 for the non-believers. How much does crash risk increase over a model driving when a driver interacts with a handheld device? Is it A, 2 times, B, 3.6 times, C, 5.6 times, or D, it decreases but negligibly?
Oh, this is a tough one. We'll use our halving option.
Computer, remove 2 options for them. Between A and B, which one do you think is the correct answer?
I'm more towards option A, but I'm not really sure.
Yeah, I think B should be our answer. Using a handheld device should increase the chance of a crash more than 2 times. We choose B.
Let's see the correct answer. B. The crash risk increases nearly 4 times when you use a handheld device while you drive. And since you had 2 questions removed, you get $150. Now the next question for the believers. Believers, question 2. Nearly how many of all U.S. drivers 18 to 64 years old read or send text or email messages while driving? A, 1/5 of them. B, 1/4 of them. C, 1/3 of them, or D, half of them.
We pass this to the non-believers.
All right then, you know that by passing a question to them, if they cannot answer it right, then both teams lose $150. If they select the right answer, then they get $60 as their reward, and you get another chance to answer a replacement question, okay? Non-believers, let me repeat the question for you. Nearly how many of all U.S. drivers 18 to 64 years old read or send text or email messages while driving? A, 1/5 of them. B, 1/4 of them. C, 1/3 of them. Or D, half of them.
We're just guessing here. We're going to choose option C.
And C is the correct answer. Research shows that almost 1/3 of drivers did drive distracted during the month of the study. Now here's $60 and another chance for the believers to answer a question. Believers, question 2. This is your second chance. Which age group are expected to have the largest proportion of distracted drivers at the time of crashes? Is it A, under 30, B, 30 to 45, C, 45 to 65, or D, age doesn't play a role?
But we know that distracted driving isn't limited to using cell phone or texting or such. A woman in her late 30s can be distracted by, say, her makeup or child in the backseat.
Young people probably get distracted. So any other age probably won't be as distracted as young people. So, we select that.
That was a nice discussion. Now let's see the correct answer. A is the correct answer. Reportedly, crashes due to distraction happen more for young drivers. Now, believers, time for your third question. Non-believers, question 3. How many people were killed because of distracted driving in 2016 in the United States? A, 145, B, 345, C, 1,345, or D, 3,450.
Yeah, we'll pass it to the believers and request a new question.
Well, if they answer correctly, then you can have your second chance. Well, you see the question. What do you think?
It's like unintentional suicide. So I think we'll go for the highest number, option D.
And the correct answer is D. Yes, distracted driving kills. And I liked your analogy. An unintentional suicide. It really is. It's a suicidal activity. So there's $60 for you and the second chance for the non-believers for their third question. Non-believers, this is your third question and second chance. When a driver turns his attention on a task other than driving, he or she begins to suffer from A, visual loss, B, parallel task analysis, C, inattentional blindness, or D, temporary blindness.
This is easy. Option B is the answer.
Yeah, all the other options are quite the same. B is the answer.
No, C is the answer. Distracted driving keeps drivers from fully seeing the road because their attention is focused on a task other than driving. Even when a driver appears to be looking, they may not be seeing. That is why we think a distracted driver is just like driving with your eyes closed. This question not only caused you to lose $300, but it gave the believers $60. Believers, this is your third question. Which option includes at least one non-distracting source during driving? A, adjusting GPS, animals crossing the road, hanging up a phone. B, being lost in thought, emergency vehicles, adjusting the radio. C, eating, checking a child's seatbelt, shifting gears. D, billboards, drinking, or thinking about financial problems.
Kind of confusing, so can you just have it, please?
All right, computer, remove two answers. All right, between C and D, which choice does not include at least one distraction source?
C is the answer. Shifting gear couldn't be a distraction.
The answer is C. There are several types of distraction: internal, external, visual, manual, cognitive, etc. Manual distraction occurs when a driver takes one or both hands off the wheel. And visual distraction occurs when a driver looks at anything other than the road. Cognitive distraction is the least recognized one. It happens when we are lost in our thoughts about relationships, financial issues, school. Among all the distractions, texting overlaps all visual, manual, and even cognitive areas. That is why texting is the most dangerous distraction. Can we say texting while driving kills? It does. Research suggests that eliminating visual or manual distractions does not necessarily improve driver performance when that driver continues to be cognitively distracted. Now back to the question, obviously shifting gears is part of driving itself. Now let's see the scores so far. This is the final round. Just like the first round, here teams drive using our driving simulator, but with a huge difference. They wear eye-tracking glasses. Now these eye trackers, they recognize and record the gaze of our drivers exactly. This means we can see what they're looking at. That's technology and that's cool. The main responsibility of a driver is to keep his or her attention on the road, on the car they're driving, and just driving in general. Using these eye trackers, we can measure at least the visual type of the driver's distraction. Now the goal here is to reach the destination on time with the least distractions possible. Each second of looking off-road and off the car deducts $10 off their reward, and each second that they reach the destination earlier or later than that time deducts $2. It seems she missed the first turn. The co-driver is trying to reroute her.
Take Parent Parkway exit 30A, then turn left on Sailor Avenue. I'll text you the rest of the directions.
Now she has to read the new direction. Wow, her eyes have been on and off the road to figure out that direction. She checks the direction at the red light. Good strategy. She keeps reading the direction while driving. She is ahead, but let's see if she can win after frequently having her eyes off the road. She stopped and read the direction. She reached her destination in 9 minutes and 40 seconds. She's got to the destination in 9 minutes and 20 seconds. Believers, you were caught with your eyes off the road for 9 seconds. That's a $90 deduction. With a time of 9 minutes and 40 seconds, that gives you $1,010. Non-believers, you are not looking at the road for 62 seconds. That's a $620 deduction. Your time was 8 minutes and 40 seconds, which leaves you with only $600. Congratulations, believers, you have won the game.
Distracted driving occurs when drivers fail to observe due diligence on the road. Shifting attention away from the task can be anything like eating or drinking, interacting with the kids in the backseat, using cell phone or any in-vehicle technology, doing makeup or shaving or anything like that. In this competition, you just saw what happens when you are distracted. So tell your friends and family about importance of attentiveness in driving. Tell them hands on wheel, eyes on road. Sabah Center has 2 driving simulators and 1 eye tracking system. We do cutting edge research in different areas like driver behavior, traffic safety, intelligent transportation systems, connected and autonomous vehicle, and transportation planning and modeling. Our driving simulators are used to study driver behavior in a controlled environment in situations that is impossible or dangerous to study in the real world, like using cell phone while driving.